Hey guys, Tuxx here, and today we were out thrift storing, and we checked out a few different places. And I was really looking for some games, maybe like classic games like PS Vita games or N64 games, that kind of thing. It's sometimes it's fun to check out like pawn shops and places like that for games like that. And long story short is there was this Dreamcast on the counter, on the jewelry counter of this pawn shop. And I was looking at it, I was like, ooh, Dreamcast in a box. Like, that's a pretty good find, you know. I wonder what the pawn shop wants to sell it for. I figured they'd want to sell it for, I don't know, at least like 50 bucks or something, or 40 bucks, or I don't know. So anyway, so I kind of was like eyeballing it, and there was this lady who was very involved in conversation with the shopkeep. And basically, so he was tied up, so I couldn't really ask him. But then finally, they were bagging this up, and it was like, oh, she's buying the Dreamcast. Rats. I thought that would be an awesome thing to buy. And it turns out she wasn't. She was actually getting it back from pawn, I guess. Or they didn't accept it for a pawn or something. I'm not sure. So anyway, I asked her, I was like, hey, like, how much did you pay for that Dreamcast? And she bought it. And then she's like, oh, like, do you want to buy it? And I was like, oh, well, you know, because the shopkeep was right there, and they're kind of people I know before, and they're friendly, and I didn't want to, like, piss them off, you know, so I was like, oh, it's okay. I was just kind of curious, and, you know, it's kind of an old system or whatever, but we're talking a Dreamcast here in a box, okay, which is pretty amazing. So anyway, I walked out of the store, and then she walked out, and then I asked her, I was like, you know, hey, how much you want for it? And she was like, oh, well, what will you give me? And I didn't really know what to offer her, even, tell you the truth. I mean, I have a couple of Dreamcast. I have games for Dreamcast. It's not like something I'm desperate to have, but the fact that it was a Dreamcast with games supposedly in it and a box, it felt like a treasure trove that I could not resist. So I was like, oh, I don't know, like, you know, like 25 bucks or so, or 20 bucks. And she was like, oh, how about 25 or 30? Like, really good negotiating skills there. And so I was thinking, oh, in the back of my mind, I was like, yeah, that's very doable, you know. So I looked through my wallet, and I only had like 24 bucks in cash and bigger bills, like, you know, hundreds or whatever. And so I was like, well, we take 24. And she's like, oh, sure, okay. So in this box here is a Dreamcast in box with a treasure trove of mystery surprises, which I got for 24 bucks, okay? So we're going to open this together, and I do apologize if it's full of spiders or anything weird, because I do not know what's in this. It could have been in her basement for years, or it could be gross and dirty. I don't even know if it works. I believe it does work, though, because if it was a case where she pawned it at a pawn shop, they probably did test it, okay? So anyway, let's take a look here and see what we have. And in the bag, if I can pull this out, this is really heavy. There it is, guys. There is a Dreamcast. And for those of you not in the know, the Dreamcast was a really great system put out by Sega that kind of came at the end of a long run of bad systems, or kind of bad company moves. They released the 32X, and they released the Sega CD, and they released these different systems that just didn't do very well. And they kept releasing new hardware over and over really quickly. Like every 6 months there'd be this new $200 thing you had to buy. And little by little, the public kind of got pissed off and stopped buying Sega hardware. So when this finally came out, this great system, they were kind of already at a bad position, and then PlayStation 1 was coming out, it came out, and there was other good systems coming out, like Xbox One, and, or not Xbox One, but like the original Xbox, I guess I should say. And so, like, eventually the company kind of said, okay, we're not going to make hardware anymore, and that was the end of it. So that's the history, the quick history of Sega Dreamcast, is that this system came out, it could have done very well, and it didn't, because it was released at this kind of a bad time. And itself, it has some really cool features. It has Windows CE in it for, like, you know, network gaming, which is unheard of at the time. It has, I mean, the Windows CE operating system, which is great. It has a controller that has like a little LCD screen in it, which is almost like kind of a precursor to the Wii U or something. So I mean, there's a lot of great technology in here for the time that was like really unmatched, and the system was really released ahead of its time, and it didn't catch on, but it really is a shame. And someday, if they do really release the Dreamcast 2, like there's rumor and speculation on, and there's a Kickstarter for it, that'd be great. And who knows if it'll actually live up to the future vision of the original Dreamcast. But anyway, enough babbling. Let's take a look at this box here, see what we have inside of it. Just check out the box first real quick. You can see it's in pretty good condition. There's a little fraying down here at the bottom, so for a collector, it's not quite perfect. On the cover names here, has a sticker on it, but all in all, it's a beautiful box. It looks good, it's in good condition, and for a system which is as old as this system is, it's pretty cool. So let's go ahead and open this up here and see what we have inside the box. Some of these stickers are like old stickers and things too. Oh, check this out, guys. When we open this, look at this. Now, originally it was called Sega Dreamcast with games, which means there could have been like 2 games, okay? Anything more than 1. And I'm already seeing a pile of games here, which is looking pretty awesome. So, looks like we have a stack of games here. We have something here. Let's see what this is. This is Performance. This looks like maybe a Rumble Pack or something, or a Game Shark. I'm not even quite sure. I've not seen this exact thing before. It's like third party, you can tell from the sticker or the logo there, but that's interesting. Performance 32X. If you guys know what this is, let me know. I'm sure I'll look it up later and figure it out, but at least at the time of making this video, I'm not entirely sure what this little adapter is, but very interesting. Alright, as for the games, let's check this out. Looks like we have a total of 6 games, unless there's more hiding in there. And let's see what we have. The worst case scenario, the sport games, okay? Best case scenario, they're great games like Sonic. Sonic Adventure for Dreamcast, very cool. I'd say that is a huge win. Was Hydro Thunder, pretty good racing game, kind of like a F-Zero kind of thing, pretty cool. Oh, this guy was into racing games. Sega GT, another cool racing game. Rush 2049, another cool racing game. I don't have any of these. Sonic Adventure 2, wow. And then check out, 18-Wheeler. I think I do have this game for PS2. This is a game where you get to play a truck driver and encounter the bad things that happen to truck drivers, like mountains and snowfall and cops. So, anyway, that is the deal with that. And the games, just taking a look at a couple of the games real quick, they're talking like nice and clean. Like this guy bought these games and probably barely played them. So, hopefully all these are nice looking. Yeah, I mean, they're looking good. So I'd say for the games alone, $24 is pretty good. If you're to buy a game like this at Pawn Shop, I would expect to pay at least $5, you know, and this would be like 30 bucks worth of games. So that's a pretty sweet deal as a whole. Okay, now moving on to the system, checking it out. Oh, there's some weirdness in here. Looks like we got some bonus items. Let's see what we have going. Cable. Okay, so it does come with cable. That's good. And we have controller 1, minus the little LCD reader thingy. And there is actually a second controller, so that's cool. 2 controllers. I guess they probably played sport games together or something. Very cool. And finally, let's see. Oh, weird. There's actually paperwork included. From a collector standpoint, this is pretty sweet. You have original manual and things, so very cool. It was nice they kept that stuff. Not everyone would. Power cord for it, which looks good. And the Dreamcast itself, which, oh, it has one little thing. Here, check this out. This is a little thing that goes into the controller, which is pretty cool. You don't always see these. You can buy these on eBay for about $5, but this is an official Dreamcast one, which is pretty darn nice. It probably does not have a battery in it, so a new battery would be warranted to make this thing function again, but it's cool it has it. And for those of you who don't know, the way this works is this little thing kind of slides into here like this, and then you have like a little thing, so if you're playing football games or whatever, you can pick your moves or whatever. So it's pretty cool. There's actually a screen on the controller. That was the first time that was done for any system. And then finally here, there's nothing else in the box but the system itself, which a little dusty, but not bad. Looks clean. No game in it. A little yellowed around the corners, but all in all, this is a pretty solid looking game. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this quick little Sega Dreamcast haul. We got some pretty interesting things in the box, so this just goes to show you guys, like, if you have a day off from work or something, like, go to the pawn shops, go to yard sales, check around town. You might be amazed at the deals you can find. And this was really an exceptional deal because the lady who was selling it really was not into video games, so she didn't really care. She just wanted some cash, you know. But very, very good deals can be had. It's just a matter of looking, okay? Thanks for watching, guys. If you're new, be sure and check out all my channels, Tuxx Toys, Tuxx Reviews, Gamer Tuxx, and be sure and check out Tuxx Toys on Instagram for upcoming notices of future videos and such, okay? Thanks again for watching, guys. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.